You made it to another episode of the We Did That Shit podcast, hosted by Maya and Bibbi. Join them as they share experiences and opinions about who did some shit, what they learned from shit, and how they got through some shit. Cousins by chance, friends by choice. These two passion driven personalities create addictive conversation.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
Maya? Okay.
I'm here.
In five. Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
And that breeds a whole bunch of nonsense. And even though the stuff was happening prior to, it's ramped up. It's ramped up. Also, we live in a lost-ass society. I mean, and that's just reality.
Now, I believe that, and I'm really working to disconnect myself from that society.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing is that what's sad about it is that it's nowhere to turn not to be connected to that society. And what I mean by that is not that you have to feed into that. You obviously don't have to look at the stuff that is bringing, you that kind of negativity. Even if you're trying to think positive, do positive. What 12 Kyle say? Think positive, do positive, and you'll be positive. Remember the man when he was a kid said it?
Right.
Or what have you? I don't remember it verbatim, but the point is even when you're trying to do those things, something is always going to bring you back to the negative society. You look at the news, mass shootings everywhere.
That's exactly what I mean. I just cannot, I already curtailed what I watch on TV. Like literally, if it's not on HGTV or the Game Show Network, I can't even watch TV anymore. I watch the Cosby Show and what's the show?
A Different World.
Yes, every day. I've had it up to like my longest toenail all the way to my longest hair strand with all this negativity. I really don't feel like it's more. I feel like it's so
accessible.
Right. I don't feel like it's more. It's been serial killers been in prison forever and all that other kind of stuff. But it's just now that you hear about or can read about every single solitary thing that happens. And it really is to the point where good news doesn't spread. It's just the bad news. Right. So I find myself like, I literally close my eyes when I have to go on the internet for something. I'll just go straight to google.com so I can get a clean page and look for what I want. Mm-hmm. I don't want to read the news. I don't want to watch the news. I'm not watching TV. All of these, like the new shows and even the old shows, I'm not watching any of the New Powers spinoffs, the Blacks in the Hamptons or something. I just don't want any parts. Like I need a cleanse, like a mental, emotional, spiritual cleanse. And I mean, like I love the Lord. I pray every day and all of that stuff, but I just don't, I just don't want no parts.
Yeah, I mean, I think that society right now needs a reset for sure. I think that you are correct in saying that this stuff has been happening, but the accessibility is really at a rate where it is not even making you think that it's more, but it's coercing people's minds. It's like altering the minds of people. People who never thought a certain way are now thinking this way. You got this group think, you got all of this negative stuff happening, and people are, for lack of a better way to describe it, following a trend. And it's sickening. It really
every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Every 10 minutes.
Like I hear people say all the time, and I understand it, like, oh, I need a reset. I need to do this. I need to do that. I don't want to look at this. I don't want to look at that. I'm a little bit in the opposite direction in the sense of like, I can watch that stuff and it's just entertainment and it's just like, it is what it is. When I sit down, I ain't thinking about becoming the biggest drug dealer in the world. You know what I'm saying? But for stuff that's not entertainment, like them posting videos, people posting videos of harm being done to people, fighting, murdering, that type of things, that kind of stuff is like, it is the absolute most sickening thing that social media has produced. Now, I blame everything on social media. Everything. I think all the
Well,
problems.
they are the biggest culprit of the accessibility. That's why. I mean, Facebook is what it is. Facebook is like family friendly. I watch TV on Twitter, but I only follow like the shows that I watch, and that's it. Speaking of which, Shirley Ralph won an Emmy.
Yes,
I
she
love her.
did. Moesha's
And her,
mama finally won. D,
yes,
you finally won, D.
yes. Very happy. Quinta B won. Lizzo won.
Even though
Yes,
that was kind of like, and that's no shade because I really like Lizzo. Like, I think Lizzo is one of the most, she is like, she is talented. You know what I mean? Not just in her being an artist, but I mean, like musically
talent. Right.
talented.
Hmm.
But that Emmy was kind of like, oh yeah, here, let's just give this to you. You know what I mean? It
Well,
was
she
like
got
when Denzel won the Oscar. He should have won the Oscar so many times over. And then it was like, oh, you playing this black gangster here. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Mhm.
Lizzo, you did this show for the big girls here. You know what I mean? And that's no shade because my big ass is on the big side now too. But what I'm saying is it's like, you know what I mean? Here, not that
Yeah.
it wasn't earned, but in any event,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yes, but I mean, I watch TV on Twitter, and I just follow things that the little shows and stuff that I'm interested in. I do not have Instagram. I don't even check our Instagram, Snapchat, Rabbity Rat, none of that kind of stuff.
Rabbity rat.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. But I don't have it. You know,
right,
I just don't have it. I have always been an independent thinker.
right.
I rely on my own knowledge, my own research. I believe what I believe. I feel what I feel for my own reasons. I can appreciate someone else's view or opinion. I don't like to get into a lot of debates because, arguing with a fool makes you a fool. Um, but I just feel like I can't keep doing this. I just like I can't. I need a break. I
Okay.
need a break, and I have to manifest some goodness. I have to see some goodness in humanity. Something, and even if I have to seek it out with gusto, I'm willing to do that because this
Well,
is
you
just a
see
sad
goodness
state of
in
affairs.
humanity. You see goodness in humanity. You surround yourself with good people. You surround
Right.
yourself with like-minded people. You have a
Yeah,
family.
but I mean, I was just talking to someone today, and we were talking about church because I went to church on Sunday. Praise the
Oh.
Lord. Yes, and I just want to say that I went to church on Sunday. My favorite preacher was preaching and was talking
Well,
about
who's your
how
favorite preacher?
my dad.
Well, I mean, the people might have wanted to know.
Oh well, yeah. So he's a minister at
You
church.
like, oh well, even though that's my favorite preacher, you like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
him.
he's my
Okay.
favorite. And he was saying that because he's been you know convalescing, and so he's been home for a while, and the church is not like fully open from COVID. Like they have certain amount of people come every week, but not a whole lot. And he was just saying how it just feels good to be in the building. And he was like, yeah, I've been having to do bedside Baptist for a little while. And then he gonna say, like, from the pulpit, speaking of bedside Baptist, the chairman is in the house.
That's why he said that to me. Oh, you a part of Bedside Baptist too?
Listen,
Yeah.
bedside Baptist,
Waving the
bedside
flag.
in the house. That's right.
Hmm.
Listen. I know I'm a trustee. But anywho, I went to church, and I was just saying today that, I can do church. I'm not into all the theatrical productions and all of that of the mega church, but if that's what you do, fine. I'll go there for a special event or hear a certain preacher or something like that. Not really into the gospel concerts too much unless it's an old fashioned choir, because I really like that. Old time legend, I'm okay with that too. I'm a certain age now. I'm used to that kind of stuff, whatever. So I could do church. I just can't do church like for years. Like, the Lord ain't doing nothing new in your life. Like, why
The
is
Lord
it the
can't be doing
same, the
nothing
same?
new. The Lord can't be doing nothing new in your life if you go to church all the time.
He's doing a lot of new things in my life. That's why I can't make it every Sunday. And then when I do come in, I'm like, I'm happy what the Lord's doing in
You
my
are
life.
so
Like,
funny.
what through the church, like for real? This is what the Lord has your life. And it could be, the
Yeah,
Bible does say the poor be with you always. So it's always going to be poor people. And like, it's always going to be like regular people. And then like, where do the people like me go? I can't go to church for like years and years and years straight, like every Sunday.
right.
I just, no, I need a break. I do like maybe 5 years, take a couple years, like, what is the Lord doing? And I think I would go more often if they came in like, hey, like, but not in a production kind of way, but in like a worshiping kind of way, because God is good.
Right.
And so that's what I'm seeking. Goodness.
Okay.
That's my point. That I'm seeking the
Okay.
goodness. Yes.
I think that, it is, I mean, listen, I am who I am. I'm not even trying to fake the funk. I was getting
Right.
ready to say, well, I think that we got a chance. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even that type of person that's like always thinking positive. Like I don't always think negative, but I'm pessimistic. And I know the one thing about me, I'm self-aware. You know what I mean? Good or bad. I am
Me too.
self-aware
Yes.
of who Maya is.
Yes.
And I'm pessimistic in a
And
lot of
I'm
things.
obliviously optimistic. But go ahead.
Yeah. And so I can't even say that, oh, things are going to get better or what have you, because, on one hand, I feel like we're not experiencing half of what our ancestors experienced. You know what I mean?
No.
Even in all that is going on, like we haven't even touched the surface of what our ancestors went through. When you think
At
about
all.
like slavery and Jim Crow and civil rights and,
Right.
what is going on now. And it's not like I'm trying to compare destitute, you know what I mean?
Right.
However, it is what it is. So I don't think that we have experienced half of that. We are living a much better life than they have. However, I don't see humanity as a whole coming out of this, not in general, but anytime soon. Let me say that. Because as far as like, even though we've progressed, our minds have regressed. Um,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
back in the day, and what our ancestors, even through slavery and all of those things that I mentioned, they had a mind of freedom, togetherness,
Exactly.
equal. We don't have that type of mindset now. And we can't, when you look at what is going on,
We
in the
don't
way.
even have determination,
Right.
discipline, focus.
Right.
Eddie, we don't even have those things. Forget your neighbor. What
Right.
about you?
Right.
And so when you don't have it for yourself, you seek identity through other people.
Right.
And then, we have the influencers
Right. Which is really, really,
who I
really,
don't even know who ties their shoes, some of them.
yeah.
And people are like, oh, this, and it's all on show. It's like a never ending TV show. It's just like
Yeah.
never
And
ending.
that is draining.
Scary.
It's draining to
Yes.
watch. It's draining to be a part of. It's draining to realize that the generations behind us are in that, they're like in the matrix. When they say that people are in the matrix, it's like they're in the matrix and you don't see them getting out. You have to really cultivate the minds of the younger people, because if you don't, then they fall victim to what we're going through right now. And what really pisses me off the most, more than any of it happening, what pisses me off is the people that fall victim to it that have lived prior to it. You have lived a life prior to this.
Right.
You did not. You were a fully grown ass adult before social media came into play.
Right.
And now you are victim to social media. I don't get it. And I like social media for some things.
Right.
Not for other things. But I also have my own mindset. So social media is not taxing on me in that way, because I am not caught up in it.
Because you're an individual.
Yeah.
And a lot of people prior to social media, that's what I'm saying. And, prior to social media, they had no identity or felt like they didn't have an identity. And what Voltaire, common sense is not so common. And so people feel incomplete, feel unworthy, feel however they want to feel about themselves. And sometimes they don't even realize that they, that's what we define it as. Oh, they must have low self-esteem because they do this, or they must, feel depressed because they do that. And sometimes they don't feel that. That's not how they define it or receive it. However, social media allows them to be something more than they really are, or the person that they always wanted to be, because you don't have to physically be that person.
Right.
And so, and that's fine too. I really feel like to each their own. Just don't harm people. I don't like people who harm people.
Right. And that's the biggest thing.
Yes, don't harm people. All of this, and it's like, I tell people all the time, first of all, parent is a verb. It's, something I say all the time to a lot. Parent is a verb. It's not a person. It's a verb. You have to parent children. And I think that, when you read the news, when you see these stories, the culprits are younger and younger and younger. It's younger, like teenagers. They are just out here just wild.
Me and my brother was just watching the news this past weekend. I was visiting home, New Jersey.
You were here.
Yes, I was. And we were watching the news, and it was a 14-year-old boy who had did a broad daylight shooting in Philly. And my brother was like
14.
Damn. And what's crazy is we lived a life of outside. You know what I mean? And I don't mean outside like playing. I mean outside like getting into some things. My brother has lived a life. You know what I mean? And even he, in everything that he has been through in life and experienced in life, it's like, well, damn, you know what I mean? Because it is, first of all, you're 14 years old. Where are you getting these guns? What is going through your mind?
I was still wearing undershirts.
Right. But they're influenced, they're influenced by.
It is not that just that they're influenced. They're not parented.
No, that's true.
They are not parented, because
their parents are influenced. So they ain't they're not parenting.
Right. They're parents to people, but they're not parent the verb. There's no action going on. Children learn how to learn from 0 to 5 years old. Mm-hmm. If you discipline a child correctly, 0 to 5 years, when they turn 5, after that, once they start school, you really don't have to do a whole bunch of discipline. They kind of know the routine, when you parent a child. Now, are there bad seeds? Yes. Are there children with special needs? Yes. But they still could be parent. Like, look at Jiggy.
Yeah.
Jiggy was parented. Now, girl, I'm still laughing at Earthquake. But anyway, even with autism, he needed to be parented. So there were some things we had to struggle through and stuff like that, but he has discipline.
You're right.
He has discipline. And that's really what's wrong. These children are not being parented. Now, what's funny, when Tyler Perry joking about it years ago. Like, how old is the mama? 21. Oh, how old is the grandmama? 36.
But it's true.
Because, but it's very
I
true.
think the grandmoms is younger than 36 these days. I mean, I don't know. They've seen younger and younger because the parents are, I mean, it's always been teenage parents, but yeah, the grandmoms is younger and they haven't experienced life and they still caught up in the in
And wanting
wanting
to
to
be
be
young.
seen and
Right.
wanting to be young and
Yes.
all on social media. So you
Yes.
trying to be the it person, you don't got time to be trying to pour into this kid. They kind of like cramping your lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's
And
crazy.
you are exactly right when you say, it's hard to separate yourself from it, because it is going to be difficult, because there are people like that in your family.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, you love them,
Right.
but it's like, I don't want to live this life. I don't
Right.
want to be associated. I don't want to hear the stories
Right.
anymore. I don't want it. I'm tired.
Right.
I was tired.
And true. That's true. I mean, that's
Yes.
true. Yesterday, at the time of this recording, like 12 Kyle always says, at the time of this recording, the rapper PNB Rock was murdered, right?
Yes.
When I was on social media and it was unfolding like at real time, because
Mhm.
you're just looking on social media and you see the headline that the boy has been shot, 30 years old. Then you see post after post after post of a video of this man, because he ain't a boy, this man laying on the ground, shot dead, you know, and you look at the post, it got 120,000 likes and
In 5 minutes.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like when I saw that, and I can separate a lot of things because we are 100% desensitized of what's going on in this world.
Yes, it's
You know what I
terrible.
mean? But when I saw that, something in me was just like, because usually I don't look at stuff like that because I didn't look at the video,
Hmm.
like click on it. I
Hmm.
don't click on stuff like that. Excuse me. But usually that kind of stuff is like, this is crazy. And then I keep it moving. You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
I'm not clicking on it or nothing. But when I saw that, something in me was just like, not enough is a fuck enough. Not
Right.
that enough hasn't been enough, but
Right.
come on. It
Right.
ain't because this boy was a rapper. It ain't because he was from close to home. It had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with what kind of sense of anything do you have? What kind of compassion do you have in your heart that you don't call 911? The
Right.
first thing you do, the first thing you think to do is let me pick up my phone and
And record
record
it.
a man
Yes.
dying.
Yes. Somebody's calling 911, but I'm not using my battery power for that.
Right. I want to get the clicks and the views, and I want to be the first person to say that PNB Rock got shot. And look, I got the proof. And and this man lost his life. You know what I mean? Like what value does a life have? When I saw that, I was like, nah, this society is going to hell in a handbag. I say it all the time,
Yes.
but it's
It's
going to
true.
hell in a handbag. It is like really getting out of control. It's been out of control, but I don't know, something in my spirit was just like, what in the hell? Like you'll think I don't care about a lot of things, but I care about a lot of things. A lot of, and what I mean by that is things of the world. It's like it don't affect me. Oh well, you know what I mean. But
Mhm.
damn, you have some kind of it's how I feel about white people. You know what I mean? I mean, I like who I like. Don't get me wrong, but you know how I feel about the race as a whole. Even if I seen somebody and
Right.
something was happening to them, no matter what race they are, and no matter how
Exactly.
I really feel about the fact
Right.
that y'all have systematic oppression and racism and you're so blind to it, that's a whole
Right.
nother topic for a whole nother day. The
Right.
point is I
Humanity
have
kicks
enough
in first.
compassion
Yes.
as a
Yes.
human being to be
Yes.
like, at least call the cops.
Something. Right.
You know what I mean? Not like, oh, let me see this white girl getting her head blown off or whatever. And let me pick up my phone because I don't really care. It's just like, what in the hell do we have going on?
Well, I'm not that desensitized, and I pray
What?
that I never will be. But I just feel like you have to do something like this weekend. I've been talking about this weekend like since it happened. We had a good time, and it was like
Oh, we
old
did.
times.
Yes, it
You
was.
know, it was like all we were all together. We
Hmm.
was deep in the show,
Hmm.
deep at dinner, deep after the show, doing what we do. You know what I
Right.
mean? And um,
We
just
went to
like
see Earthquake,
we went to see
everybody.
Earthquake, the comedian in Atlantic City. I never tell what's going on. Huh? I just be
You
talking.
don't. You just tell the story. And I've been thinking to myself, like, do these people know what's going on? Because, I mean, this is just a conversation that we would have any other day.
Yes,
But also, we are doing a podcast. So it's like,
yes.
yeah, we went to Atlantic City.
Yeah, we went to Atlantic City to see Earthquake. We had dinner at Carmine's. Delicious.
Delicious. I
We
hadn't been there since since
said
the
to the
incident.
show.
I don't know. Had I been to No, I had been to Carmine since the incident because that was so long ago. But that was a long time ago. I had to look off and think about it. That was
Yes.
a long time ago. So I've been there because they opened up one in DC. So when they opened
Oh,
up
they
one in
did?
DC, yeah. So I've
Okay.
been there quite a few times.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then after dinner, we went to the show, which was good because Earthquake is funny.
He's
He is
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah, always
Um,
has been.
yes, hilarious. And one of the things he did talk about was how we, as culturally, we always say, "Oh, we always getting together like this," or "We shouldn't be getting together like this," talking about funerals.
Right.
But that's something that we've always had. We always have something going on as a family, like
Yeah.
a family get together for this, that, or the other thing. So I really had a good time this weekend.
Me too.
We went out on Friday. We were together on Sunday watching our season opener. We pulled it out.
Go
You know,
Eagles.
go Eagles. So those are the type of things that I want to rehearse.
Right.
It's not like I'm not saying that because you can't say that you need a break or this is too much and you don't want to do this anymore and not have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do things, you can't say anything like that and not have a plan. It's just like if you want to quit smoking, you really have to be mindful of how you occupy your time, what type of activities you attend, what you do when you're alone. And
Yes.
that's for the people who get to spend time alone, which I do, thank goodness. I don't even know how people live that can never be alone. Like, oh my gosh, that would drive me crazy. um but even like in my workout, I'm still walking the bridge.
Good.
I have lost a
I
few
fell
pounds.
off, but I
Get
fell off,
back
but I'm
on.
getting back to it.
Get back on, right.
Yeah.
And I was saying, like you say it too, like I need my headphones, I need my music. But when I walk the bridge and when I exercise, I like to be alone with my thoughts.
Mm.
It just makes me, I don't want to mask anything.
Mm.
I don't want to mask any. That's my time to be with me and my feelings. And even if my thoughts go back and forth, which they do, is like, just keep stepping. And then I'm thinking about something else. Who just keep stepping. And I'm thinking about something else. It gives me, it comforts me to be
Mm.
able to,
Turn off.
right. And to have some clear thoughts. It does.
Mm-hmm.
It's very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because a lot of times we definitely do have to turn off. When I'm walking, it's not one of those times because I'm alone with my thoughts quite a bit, and
Yes.
they be getting on. I get on my own nerves
No,
sometimes. I be thinking, so I already know I got to
yeah.
listen to a podcast or something when I'm walking to occupy my time, and then I'll talk back to that because just me thinking, I do that on a regular basis. It's too much going on up in here. So, but yeah, I mean, all in all, I hope that we can get back to just caring. You know what I mean? I think, like I said, we need a reset. We need to disconnect from social media altogether.
Yes.
Like, I think that it would just be wise to just, even if it's for a week, turn all social medias off.
Yes.
Like we need to start, not in every aspect, but in that aspect, operating like China or something. Like, you remember they couldn't watch TV.
Right.
They can't watch certain things on TV. Like I'm all for freedom. Don't get me wrong. I don't want my rights taken away. But some things we
Yes.
need to do. And that is one of the things. But all in all, people just need to regroup. Get your mind and your thoughts in a positive place where these things don't fester and turn into something else. Because when you really think about it, people's minds are so fragile these days.
Mm-hmm.
All of this stuff happening over and over and over again. That stuff starts to fester in people's mind. The negativity,
Yes, it
I
does.
don't care about this, I don't care
It
about
does.
that, and this, that,
It
and the third.
does.
Then you desensitized. Then the next thing you know, you might be killing somebody. You know what I mean? That's how fragile people's minds are these days. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
They don't have, people do not have free thoughts. Like they really don't. And as much as because I definitely don't think this man is a free thinker at all. Let me just preface this by saying that. But, Kanye West always be like, because I'm a free thinker.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, really, you're not a free thinker because all you do is trot behind the white man and trying to be like the white man. And everything that you do is about the white man. But that's neither here nor there because that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day as well. But the idea of what he put into the atmosphere of having free thought is correct. We need to get back into that because we have too many group thinks. It's too many follow the leaders these days. It's too much.
And they're not leaders.
Too much.
And they're not leaders.
Right.
And that is really at the crux of it. They're not leaders. And then you said something that really triggers me because that fragile people, I'm sorry. I just think people are so
weak.
Oh.
I mean, you don't want to say it. You don't want to say it, but
that's why I got you, boo. I mean,
I'm just saying, you don't want to say it but that's what you think. It's like buck up. You know what I mean? Life is hard. Not only
adulting,
hard,
adulting
it gets
is
harder
difficult.
as you get older.
Yes, and I'm just saying that you buck up.
Right.
Life happens. It's unfortunate and all of that stuff or whatever. I get it, but goodness gracious, I mean, every little thing. And I despise the term mental health. I always have. I just felt like even when I was young, I would say, I would prefer the term they crazy over mental health because, and this is how I always interpreted it, even before I was in healthcare. I think I was in like high school, and I think it was something, a person had some kind of diagnosis and they were saying, oh, they have mental health issues. And to me, what it says is that whatever's going on is in their head. Like it's not real. You know what I mean? It's just in their head. They think it. And I always said, well, your brain is physical. It's you know what I mean? So, and your brain is what tells everything else in your body what to do. Some things we do involuntarily, like blink, heartbeats, things like that. But if I want to talk with my hands, my brain was like, okay, move your hands this way. If I want to walk, your brain says, hey, move right, left. If I want to be afraid of something, your brain is telling your body, be on alert. You may have to run, whatever. And if your brain is not functioning optimally, because you can't really say correctly because people are different, but if your brain is not functioning optimally, and you get things like people who are schizophrenic have hallucinations, and they see things that aren't there, hear things, that is a physical problem. That is a physical problem. It's not a mental, and I just never liked the term, but now it's so popular. Like everybody and their grandma is in therapy.
It is, well, therapy is needed, but
Yes.
what I don't, it's trendy, you know.
Yes.
People really
Yes.
are going through stuff. I
Yes.
think that Black people as a whole, we need therapy, you know, like Black people in general. I don't care if you come from the best situation to the worst situation.
I
Black
agree.
people need therapy. We all have PTSD, especially
Yes.
those who grew up like us, who
Yes.
grew up in the inner cities and saw what we saw and been through what we've been through and experienced the things that we experienced. So I think that we all need therapy. So the therapy part of it is fine, but it's the trendiness of it. It's easy for people to say, you know what, my mental health is whatever, instead
Right.
of really kind of addressing the problems that they really have. And that's the problem. It's like a blame thing, you know, like or not even like a blame thing. It's just like kind of like an easy out. You know what I mean? It's like an escape type of thing. Like, yeah, I'm just say this. You know what I mean? It's just like a
Yes.
person who goes out and murders somebody, and their ass is first degree. You was premeditated. You knew what the hell you was doing, and
Right.
then when you get caught, you like, nah, mental
Now
health
you
is
play the
all. You
victim.
know what I mean?
Right.
Now you ain't got no
Right.
damn mental health issues. You knew
Right.
exactly what you was doing. So I don't like, to me, these days, the mental health piece of it is kind of like the boy who cried wolf type of thing, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I got stuff going
Exactly.
on. I got stuff going
Exactly.
on. And then it's like, I'm okay. Let me get you some help. Let me get you some help. And then it's the repeated behaviors of
Yes.
bullshit, not the
Yes.
repeated behaviors of somebody who really is experiencing something. You
Yes.
know, it is the repeated behaviors of bullshit. And then when you
Exactly.
really need help, then it's like nobody is there to help you when you really have this situation that goes on that you really do need help for. Now it's like the boy who cried wolf, you know. So
And that's
it's the
yes.
trendiness of it.
Very
It's
trend.
like,
And the people is back to the fragileness of people, because the thing, like I saw a sign that said it's okay not to be okay. Certainly it is.
yeah,
Certainly it's okay not to be okay. Certainly I would prefer some you talk to someone
mm,
than to harm yourself or
right.
harm someone else, or at least try to talk to
Mhm.
someone before you harm yourself or harm someone else. However, this is just me. It is not okay to not be okay because you got to see.
Right.
It is not okay to not be okay because the
You
boy that
can't
you
get the
like
Louis
didn't like
Vuitton
you.
bag. Yeah, the
Like
boy you
some
like don't like
things
you.
are like, where are the people that um and I've been talking a lot about my village lately because I'm having a birthday and my village is important to me, and that I think my life and those people who were there that did things like fed me, housed me, clothed me, all kinds of those basic needs like that. um where are those people who parent you? Even I'm an adult, sometimes I still need to be parented.
They
So,
caught
and
up
I
in the
just
matrix.
is that so I just think that yes, seek help. But even the therapists that I know are now like, this is too much for me. More therapists are pulling out
Right,
of one-on-one therapy. I mean, like in droves. They're like, I can't take it.
right.
I can't listen to the people's traumas day after day after day. They only want a certain amount. One therapist I know, he said, I'm getting into sports therapy. I was like, sports therapy? He was like, yeah, people, they don't do the play right and then they feel bad about themselves and you kind of encourage them. Like, I'm like, you the hype man?
You're right. And I gotta pay a
Because
lot of money for you to be the hype man. I
and
mean,
it probably does pay a lot
champion.
of money. And then what about the people that you were helping? But they all say the same thing. I cannot keep rehearsing other people's trauma. Like some things that they hear are just so bad.
Mm,
And it even like in relationship, like couples counseling and stuff like that, it's because this person has trauma, that person has trauma, and you could be in a room with 100 people and you're going to be attracted to the ones with the trauma because you have
mm,
the trauma, and
mm.
then you get together and it's trauma, and just count, it's like double.
Mm.
of the aggravation. So it's very difficult. But I know when I came up, like, I have people, I have you,
Oh,
that whether I agree or not, you give your straight opinion. This is
right.
how it is. Buck up.
Right.
I'm here if you need me. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, when is that? I don't want to say when is that not enough, but I'm saying, like, sometimes it's not enough because the situation calls for more. But most situations are regular life situations.
Hmm. I think that you don't have that now. You have social media. You have
Exactly.
going into social media and venting all of your problems, or you know, just like you said, trauma bonding with people on social media, because you experiencing people from all over the world. So of course, if you tweet out today, like today I tweeted out I'm exhausted, because let me tell you, I am tired, and yes, we are physically, mentally, emotionally drained from the way society is. But today I had to start back into my office after 2.5 years of not being in there. So, I am, I don't even want to talk about it. But the point is that I'm tired, right? I put on
Mhm.
social media, I'm exhausted. I'm going to have people like, me too, sis. I'm tired. Yeah,
Mhm.
work wore
Mhm.
me out, this, that, and the third. So then you feed into it and you like, yeah, girl, because today I had to go back into my office and this, that, and the third. And they like, yeah, because I can't stay in my office. And now here you go. Now we
Right.
bonding over being
Over the
tired.
Trump.
So
Right.
of course, if you got somebody that you be like, all this trauma is going on, you going to put it on social media and somebody is going to be like, me too, and then the cycle just repeats itself, which leads into more of the same of what we're going through and what we've been talking about this entire episode. It's just like, we are on a hamster wheel. Let me just say that we are on a hamster wheel, and you got to know when to get off of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to do. You have to know when to get off of it. And I just, like, hope that people have enough wherewithal and sense to turn off. I
Yeah.
think that's what I want. That's what I'm thinking the theme of this show is, like, turn off,
Unplug. Yes.
unplug,
Unplug.
turn off.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we
It's
need to
very,
name.
it's important for you. I think that one of the things, like, it's nice to have people in your life um that you can go to for stuff.
Mhm.
It really is. But sometimes, well, one of the things I thought about therapy was, I was like, I'm paying, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like I like my therapy sessions, and I really do feel like, I'm not ready to stop now.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm paying for pretty much the same information that I can get from you, my BFF, a villager, you know. But the one thing I like about it is that I feel like I'm paying this person, so I'm not dumping on you.
Mm,
So if you already have something going on, I don't have to talk about this with you right now because you're going to hear it eventually anyway.
mm,
But you know what I mean? So I can get it out, and it's not that what I'm getting back is any better
mm.
than somebody else would give me, but it gives me a chance to let it out, no judgment,
That's
keep
the
it
most
moving.
important part. You said the
Yeah.
most important part. No
But
judgment.
even if I say something to you, my best friend villager, and I don't, if even if I feel judgment, even if you are judging me, I don't care,
Right.
because I know you love me. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, you did that, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, you love me anyway. And it's going to be like, all right, well, let's just fix it. And then, we'll talk about it later or whatever, however it's
Right.
going to work out. So I am not, people are, you know, and one, I just always believe people can't judge anyway, because judge is like a final say, and no
Right.
person gets a final say in anything. So it's like, it's your opinion. That's how you feel about it. You wouldn't have did that. maybe I wouldn't have did it either. I wasn't thinking at the time. Like anything could have been happened.
Well, I got in it.
Exactly.
Right.
Anything could have happened. But it's just, I receive it that way,
Yeah.
whether you're judging or not. That's why it's important to have people close by. Like your mom used to say all the time, well, she must have had no friends.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like
And you can tell who does not.
exactly. And so I just think that it's important. So that's just where I am. This weekend was a great weekend, and I want more days like that, even if I have to create them. Like, hey, let's do this. Hey, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I want. Period.
Yeah, I want them too. I want somebody else to create them. And I don't want to be in charge of them. But yes, that's what I want too. Because I feel like here lately, I don't know when I crossed over. I don't know when it happened. My brother said it's been happening for some time.
It
When
has been.
you know
You
how
in
when you
charge of
cross
everything.
over and it's like you in charge of everything.
Everything.
Like, don't do this if Maya not, ba 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 ba. And I'm like, when
everybody take their idea and be like, call Maya. That's what I want to do. Okay, Maya, you plan it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know when that started happening. So yes, I want more days like that too.
Yes.
I want more days like that specifically because we are completely turned off when it's happening. You are engrossed in what it is that you're doing. You're not thinking about anything else. It's fun, and you know what I mean? Like I know when I'm busy, or like even when I go home, like when I go to New Jersey, mostly because I'm doing stuff, I don't look at social media at all. And then I come back and I be like, damn, let me see what I missed, But it's like when I'm doing something, I'm not on social media. You always know when I'm not doing nothing because, I fire it off. Like, I ain't doing nothing. It's just like the men. You're talking to the men. It's like, I'll talk to you. I ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? It's the same type of thing. But yeah, all in all, just to put a neat little bow on it, I wish for society to get some healing and get some sense and get some free thoughts, of your own. And like again, this pessimistic side of me popping out. I don't know if we got a chance, but I'm going to hope for the best.
Well, that's good. I mean it. I don't know. I don't care about society right now. I care about me.
Right.
Saving Private Bibbi.
Yes.
I care about me. Whatever society chooses to do, that's on society. Right now, I know that I have to give me the best me that I can be. And so I can't help what other people do. All I can do is do my best to weed out that stuff, and I do want to unplug, to weed it out and to live my best, most positive, and like not like my best life. Like I live a good life and I'm thankful for it. But not like, flashy living a life, but just living a happy life, like happy. I'm happy and I want to keep it that way. And I'm not gonna accept the dumping. I'm not going to I forgave somebody today. Like somebody, it was, I'm forgiving.
You're forgiving.
I'm forgiving anyway. But no, this was like one of those things where I was like, I'm not dealing with you. Like you're dead to me, kind of thing. And then I don't know, like today when something because I was with somebody else that knows that person, and they said something, and I don't know what it is, but something came over me and was like, consider how they were raised. And like, what do you expect? And that could have been you. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so I spoke, and I am going to have a conversation, because when I cut it off, I was like dead serious, like that I cut it off. But it just wasn't the time to have the conversation about it. But I did speak, and then moved on.
As in like hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
And I got big baby and left. But like I just got like so much clarity. Like, you know, I still don't like what happened, you know, but it just, I wasn't even thinking about it, the situation, the person, nothing. But then it just came over me, and I was like, oh, and that's what I want, more of that. We ain't gonna be talking every day, and not gonna be anything like that. But just like, I get it, I understand. Good luck to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
And you'll get that. And maybe we'll get society together too. You never know. But and so that's that on that. Do you have any personal journals for this week?
I do have a personal journal for this week.
Okay.
And I just want to give you a background how I got there. So remember, I said, it's football season. We're all excited about it. And I said I was going to start going out. I was going to go to Chicky and Pete's on Thursdays and watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll have to be mindful of my diet because it's late when the game comes on Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did go to Chicky and Pete's to watch the game on Thursday.
Because you always say, I'm going to go out, and then you never go. So
I was late.
You for going.
I was late. I was teeter-tottering. But
you made it.
Stephanie was late, but I did go.
You made it.
I did make it. I went by myself.
Okay.
I didn't have a bad experience. The only thing good was the game.
Yeah, because it's Chicky and Pete's.
The only thing good was the game. However, people say that they have experiences there or whatever. And I'm a kind of person like, oh, I'll see, I'll give it a chance. And what I mean, like, my experience was I sent 2 drinks back because they both taste like Robitussin and tonic. So I sent 2 drinks back. My mussels, which everybody told me are good there, were terrible. The wings, which people, I just feel like you can't mess up wings.
You can.
Clearly. Because they were like terrible. The only thing I like, and which really made me mad, was that I had all flats in 1 drum. And I was like, wow, I didn't even ask for that. And
right.
They wasn't even good. I was like, oh.
The best thing at Chicky and Pete's is the fries.
The crab. Okay, so that's the waitress did tell me. She was like, well, our crab fries are really popular. Our lobster pizza is popular. And that brings me, and the game was good. Like, after the halftime, Buffalo just came back, was like, oh, let's beat them. Even though Aaron Donald is my boo, he can't do everything. You know what I mean? Right. So anyway, so my point is, and my personal journal is, and I used to tell people this when I used to do safer sex counseling and stuff like that, when we would talk about, initiating condom use and stuff like that in relationships. Like, sometimes you have to try something more than once. Sometimes, I know first impressions are important, but sometimes you have to try something more than once to really get the effect. So talked to a couple people. They told me what to order. So my point is, I am going to go back on Thursday.
Well, good for you.
I am going to go back on Thursday and watch the game again, because I said that I'm going to go 3 times before I make a final judgment.
A judgment on whether you'll go out by yourself or whether
I go back to Chicky and Pete's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because the crowd, really not my thing. Like I said, I sent 2 drinks back. The food wasn't, but maybe I ordered the wrong thing. I don't know. But the service was okay. I didn't have a problem with the service or anything like that.
And that's what I hear people have the most problem with.
Would not have a problem with the service.
It's very racist. And I'm saying that it's very racist.
I've heard that. I didn't experience that.
Well, good.
But people, if you go out to eat, you want the food to taste good.
Right.
If you're watching a football game, you want to have a cocktail.
Right.
So I'm going to give it a try. So sometimes, that's my personal journal. And that's my advice to people. Like, sometimes you think it's like, no, but sometimes you have to give something more than one try.
Yes, I guess. I mean, I'm listening. I don't know if I agree, but yes, I'm listening.
We'll see.
I'm waiting for the next report because I hope
Okay.
that it is a better time. Definitely get the crab fries. Do not be discouraged if they don't come out with crabs because it ain't nothing crab about them. All they are is fries with Old Bay, but they got like a little cheese sauce on the side and it's very good.
Okay.
So that's what I would suggest to get at Chicky and Pete's. That's the best.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's the best thing that they got on the menu, but they are good.
Okay.
And if I don't know nothing else, I know some good food.
Okay.
Um,
I'll
but
give it
that's
a
a good.
try.
That's a very good personal journal.
Yes.
Try things more than once.
More than once before you make your final decision. It's sometimes it's important. Like if somebody beating you upside the head, that's all you need.
Right.
That's all you need.
Right.
Boys, don't go back.
Right.
But in some instances, yes, try it more than once.
Yeah. Okay. My
What about
personal
you?
journal for this week is not to be. I had to take a deep breath because I'm really trying to think what it is. In my mind, I have something, but like, is that what my personal journal is? But okay, I went back to work, right?
Yes.
Now I've been working since the pandemic
Right.
and from home.
In the
And
luxury
I
of your
feel
home.
like when I work from home, I'm working harder than I work when I'm at the office. And it works out better for me because I'm not an office people person. I don't like small talk. I don't like I don't talk to coworkers, you know that.
Right.
It's far few and in between. And you worked with me before. It's far few and in between people
You were
that
my
I
boss.
befriend. I wasn't your
Yes.
boss. But yeah, it's far a few people that I befriend. I mean, like
Right.
I'll say good morning, good night, or whatever, but like to befriend you or like how people be like, "Oh, I got my work bestie." Uh, I don't have that. Well, I do have a friend at work, and look, it took 14. I've been working there 14 years. It
Right.
took 14 years. We were like, yeah, I got a friend at work, but that neither be here nor there. I went back. My boss sprung it on me. It was like, yeah, it was like a Friday. And he's like, yeah, we got to start coming back into the office. I want you to come in 3 days a week. Now, in my mind, I'm like, what is this shit?
Right.
I don't have nothing to wear. I literally cannot fit any of my clothes. I
Hello.
don't want to go to the bathroom with these people. I don't want to be in the common area with these people. I don't want to do anything with these people. And that's no shade to the people. It's all about me. It's
Right.
just how I am. I don't like, how I don't really like to be around. I like to be around my people, not like a lot of people in that
Right.
regard. Right. So I guess my personal journal would be like, get over it. You know what I mean? Like, because like, girl, get over it. You back. And what you gonna do? Quit? You know what I mean? Like, you got it good. I can't even say I don't have it good at work because
You
if
ain't
you've been
lying.
listening to this podcast, you know that I can pretty much do what I want to do at that job. You know what I'm saying? I have an
Right.
excellent boss. He don't give me no hassle. Listen, I am blessed in
You
that
are.
area. I
You
have
are.
a lot of stress in my life, and God knew exactly what I needed. And He knew, and this, I'm not saying this to be funny, I'm saying this for real. He really knew that I needed a boss like I have in my life
Yes.
because
Yes.
I just have a lot going on outside of work. And so I don't let jobs stress me out anyway. But you spend a lot of your time at work. So of course it can affect you. And so I'm blessed in that area. So the point of the whole thing is get over it. Like you, because I was upset. I was like,
You
I
were.
can't believe he sprung this on me, this, that, and third. But then when I think about all of the things that I'm able to do, you know, all of the ways that I have um beat the system, so to speak. I mean,
All
I
the
can't be
benefits.
all the benefits, all the, vacation days that I done taken and not have to take vacation days. I can't even really complain. So at the end of the day, it's like if the man tells you that you got to come in, it's like, You won't
going
really
on
get the
anyway.
pushback. So again, get over it. Like, and some things sometimes in life. Now, and this is coming from a person that's not that forgiving.
And I'm saying, I'm just sitting here looking at you like, wow, I am proud of you to
Well,
even think
it's
that.
listen. Now
And
I
not
don't
even
mean,
that you wouldn't think that, but to think it so quickly.
yeah. I mean,
Because if you would have said it in the next 3 months, I'd have been like, oh, okay, she's in now. But I mean, this is quick, girl.
listen, because again, if I'm nothing else, I'm self-aware, and it's like, girl, now you gonna complain about, even though it is a big thing, like I've been home for 2.5 years.
Yes. You said
It
that
is,
four
it
times.
is
So go ahead.
I mean, I just wanted to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if 2.5 years I've been doing the work,
Yes.
what I got to come back in there for? But that neither being here nor there. That's the decision that he made. And it is what it is. And get over it. And as I was saying, this is coming from a person that's not that forgiving. Now, and I feel like you feel, not with every situation, but
Right.
sometimes you got to push through and get over it.
Get over
So,
it.
that is what my personal journal is. It's like, get over it. Now, I might come back next week and you might hear me saying a different tune, because I got to get up early now. I got to spruce myself up. I got to put on clothes I can't fit. I got to be sociable to a point. I might be tired of this tomorrow. But for today, get
Yes.
over it.
Get over it. Look
And
at
that's
you.
it.
I am proud of you.
Yes, I'm proud of you too. You going out, you stepping out, trying to experience new things, and you'll that's good. You just never know what could happen to you while you're sitting alone.
You
And I don't
never
mean that in a bad way. I'm saying you'll never know who you can meet. You can meet a billionaire sitting next to you, because you out by yourself, and people have more gumption to talk to you when you're by yourself, even in just general conversation, than when you're with a group. You could meet a billionaire, and you could take all of those ideas that you have and that book of Bibbi's brilliant
brilliant.
ideas, and you might
Yes.
be able to make 7 of them come true.
Yes.
Or you might get a billionaire husband, and then we can all benefit from it. You just never know. So I'm speaking these things into existence for you.
Yes. And I have all my nieces and nephews praying that I'm the rich auntie.
You
That's
are the rich auntie already. What do you mean?
well, yeah. But I mean, the rich don't have to go to work, auntie.
Right.
I don't know, because I like my job now.
Oh,
This
nice.
this job is all right.
Oh, good.
It really is. And today, and we got to get out of here. But today I took my godmom. She had to get a surgery, so I've been up since early. And I took her, and I said, "Oh, I can get my little work done, and I just have to be home in time to go to work." And so I'm just, waiting for her, get my work done, and I'm feeling really good. And I was like, sometimes you got a lot of time in the morning. You could get a little part-time job or something. And then I was like, nope, nope, nope. If you want to do something, do your own thing. You got a whole book of brilliant ideas, do your own thing. And whatever time you were going to go get like a little 8 to 12 case, no, do your own thing. It's not about the money. It's about happy.
Yes.
Well, I know that almost made you cringe, but yeah. You have to be.
I mean, I don't want to cringe like I would be miserable as long as I had money. But all I'm saying is that money ain't everything, but it could definitely bring you a little bit more happiness than being broke can. And I know.
Well, I mean, that is true. And there's some things that I do like that certainly cost a little more than normal. But that neither being here nor there. It's about, I got rid of a lot of projects. I'm very happy now. And if I want to do something else, I'm going to do something for me.
Good for you.
Thank you. I don't know how to do the video.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here for this week. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. We'll be here next week because we drop an all new episode each and every Monday. Remember that you can always follow us on social media. We're at We Did That Shit on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Always remember that you can follow me on my personal Twitter. It's my13. That's MYMY13.
And I'm at Bibbi Amina. That's BIBBIAMINA.
And I want to again plug our YouTube. Click on our YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe. Hit the like. We need you to smash the like. The subscriptions and the like button always help us out. Make sure that you click the bell so that you can get notifications when we drop our new episodes. And we'll be here same time next week.
I love you, Maya.
Love you too.